guests of Governor Abdul Swamad. He has brought us up to speed on quite a number of issues. And I can say that his explanation of what he wishes to achieve and what he wants to do to be able to enhance the status of his county government is very, very encouraging and inspiring. He has run us through some of the approaches he wants to take to employ technology even more in more efficient delivery of services, revenue collection, and indeed even aspects of further and future planning of the county government. So his brief articulation of these issues have been very, very inspiring, and we want to give him all the support that is necessary. We are here also to confirm that we truly believe in devolution. Devolution has made a big difference in our country, and as we deal with the teething problems that come when this new process is coming into place, we want to reaffirm that as a national government, we cannot go backwards on the aspect of devolution. And one of the challenges that we are facing has been that there has been a delay in the remittances to the county governments in the context of the national revenue sharing mechanism. Not too long ago, the president held a meeting with all the governors in Naivasha, and it was his desire, and it remains his desire, that we shall eventually smoothen the process so that the process of releasing resources to the counties can be accelerated and speeded up, so that the delays we have experienced will in due course become something of the past. So I want to bring that out. We also must commend the governor of Mombasa and his entire team because you have done us proud in the sense that you have been able to moderate very, very seriously the political temperatures in the country. You have done it so well, bearing in mind that Mombasa, as it were, is a gateway to the country. And in fact, it's not just a gateway to the country, it is a gateway to the entire region. So any disruption of Mombasa has got very significant impact, not on just the Kenyan economy, but on the regional economy. Whether you are dealing with DRC, whether you're dealing with Rwanda, whether you're dealing with Burundi, whether you're going to deal with Southern Sudan, and all the countries that have now become part of the East African community, it can be very dangerous to the economies of those countries, and in addition to that, even the political stability of those countries. So I really want to commend you, Governor, that your stand and the stand of the people of this county is not just about where we are, it's about over 300 million people in the region. Any disruption here, the supply chains have been disrupted across the board. So it is so important that we encourage you, we support you, and the residents of this area, that what you are doing is critical for us and for the entire economy. We are facing challenges in terms of the value of the shilling vis-a-vis the dollar. These pressures are coming through, partly because of global events, we all thought that maybe the issues of Russia-Ukraine would end very fast, but it is becoming apparent that this has now extended beyond anybody's imagination. And we have no clear-cut answer as to when that can subside. Now that has affected global supply chains. We're also seeing a situation where the pressure in the bigger economies is now coming to bear, and interest rates are rising, and in the process, the issue of the dollar vis-a-vis other currencies is beginning to bite. Now, I'm bringing this out to point out that we need the foreign currency coming to our country. And the primary foreign exchange earners for us is, of course, our agricultural exports and tourism. So, if our exports are not doing very well out there, whether it is tea or whether it is coffee, then our fallback position is tourism. And maybe the diaspora remittances. But we now must look at it this way, that in order to bring the cost of living down, we must grow our export earnings, including tourism, so that we can have those resources coming in, and then they can help us to have sufficient foreign currency to deal with the oil imports, to deal with the fertilizer imports, to deal with the food imports, to deal with the medical imports. We need those resources. And we can only do it in a peaceful environment which can allow us to attract what needs to be attracted, and that is tourism and tourists and their resources. So I am speaking to these particular issues in this iconic building, well preserved. They called it Elimu na Mazingira building, to send a very strong message to the people of Kenya that we cannot afford to disrupt the economy. And that is why we are here, to show solidarity with our governor, Abdul Somad, and to say that let us move forward. Election cycles have their constitutional timings. We have just come out of it 6 months ago. We need to move forward as a nation. We cannot keep on going back to an issue that has been canvassed up to the highest court in the land. It has been canvassed and dealt with fully. So we cannot go back there. And we also want to make it very clear that we are a unitary state. A unitary state, but we embrace devolution in accordance with the Constitution. We cannot have two governments. We cannot have two governments. And therefore, we want to tell our leaders in other quarters, please be responsible. Be responsible. Why are you cheating people that you can create a second government in Kenya? Why do you make such reckless statements that you can actually create another government? And you're making these statements when you are seeing very clearly that in our neighboring region, there's already conflict in Sudan, which has flared up. Na wewe mtu mzima, una familia, you've had an opportunity to be in a very high office, and you actually cheat Kenyans that you can create two governments in Kenya. Very reckless. So these are the kind of things we need to encourage our people to move away from. Let us give the governor an opportunity to serve, to deliver. His performance contract is with the county of Mombasa and the people who voted for him. And in 5 years' time, they'll be evaluating him and making their decision on the basis of how he has worked and how he has delivered. So let us not distract him, let us not divert him, let us make sure that he can deliver, and then his performance contract will be sorted out by the county of Mombasa in the constitutional way. Just the way we are encouraging public servants in both county governments and the national government, that you will enter into performance contracts so that you can deliver to the people that you serve. But the performance contract of the governor, the performance contract of the president, those are the most rigorous performance contracts to sign. They're extremely rigorous. And the parameters of measurement are very broad, very wide. So we must give them time to deliver on the contracts that they signed